Good damn evening, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. Make sure you get your green gear 25% off. Promo code Jericho1. All caps and the number 1. So I just saw some dumb shit that I wanted to speak on real quick. Number one, I was on a hike today with my wife and my son. My daughter wasn't able to go because she got a fracture in her foot. She has a cast on it. She doesn't get it off of her foot until next week. So it's just the three of us. We're going back to my truck and we see this couple getting out of their vehicle, their truck. Now, these people both look to be, I'd say, mid-40s. So they were fully formed, fully functioning adults. Their skulls have hardened around their brain. How small remains to be seen. So these two get out of their truck. He's wearing a mask. She isn't. And it's not some 3M, N95, whatever. It's just a cloth mask. So they get out of the vehicle. They cross the street. They immediately kiss each other. He's wearing a mask. She isn't. So she kisses him on his mask-covered mouth. So, I don't understand the logic in that. If you, number one, you're riding in a vehicle together, one has the mask on, one doesn't. And then, not only that, you get out of the vehicle in the open fucking air with your mask on, nobody within 50 feet of you. Then she kisses him on his mask-covered mouth. Please help me make sense of this. It reminded me of this past Thanksgiving, where I was watching the remnants of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade. That shit was sad. That shit was like seeing an emaciated tiger. Like something that's supposed to be fierce and strong just sucked up, looked like it just got rescued from a fucking POW camp. That shit was sad. But the dancers they did have there, the handful of dancers, they had masks on, but you could see their breath, because it was cold, you could see their breath coming through the mask. Anyway, that shit was just so dumb to see that fool wearing a mask, she wasn't, and then she kisses him on his mask. That was just weird. But this is what we're dealing with. That's how I know this shit ain't as serious as they make it out to be. Look at who's in charge of their personal health. The general public. There are a lot of dumb people out there. That's why they make instructions for things that they sell to the general public very easy. And if it's tough, you must be doing something wrong because of people like this. The couple making out with the damn, one with a mask on, one without. The only thing that would have made that better is if she had a mask on too and they kissed each other through their mask covered mouths. My goodness. Anyway, so here's a little good news, especially for you Commiefornians under the illustrious ruler, Gavin, bang your wife Newsom. Gavin, I'm going to eat out at my favorite restaurant while you keep your ass at home, Newsom. He announced today that he will allow Californians to resume life as normal. All COVID restrictions and mandates will be lifted on June 15th. So just over 2 months from now, we are supposed to be able to go back to normal. Now, that's only if we can stick to two criteria. One is we have to keep a certain amount of vaccines on hand, and then something to do with the number of people in the hospital. Some bullshit, it doesn't matter. Because if they deem it necessary, they'll put those restrictions right back on. It'll be like the old man in that, was it a State Farm or whatever? It became a meme where he has $1 on a fishing line, and every time the girl goes for it, he goes, oh, almost had it, and he reels it back. There you go, almost had it. It's going to be like that probably. So don't think for a second that this is going to happen and stay that way. I hope it does. I wish it would. Thanks a lot, dickhead, for doing that after a lot of California businesses have been killed by the shutdowns. Well, after the damage has been done to our kids sitting in front of a fucking screen, getting a subpar education, even more subpar than it was before. California, 49 out of 50 states in education. And California had some of the strictest COVID regulations and still had almost 60,000 deaths. Who knows how many businesses have also died because of those restrictions. So now, finally, there are other states that never really did shut down, not like California did. They're doing fine. So June 15th, oh happy day, freedom. What was it, the Texas Rangers, they just played, or they're going to play, but I believe they already did, played in front of a packed house. The whole thing was open. 38,000 tickets have been sold. So I would love to see that come back. I think if people stick to what we should have been doing before, washing your hands and staying healthy. How come they never pushed? It's all about vaccine, vaccine, vaccine. And this goes back even to Trump. Why weren't they pushing healthy lifestyles, exercise, eating right? Because the overwhelming majority of the people who died from it, not only did they have pre-existing health conditions, but they were obese. So much like a lot of other things that ail us as a society, eating right and exercising will take care of it. Holy shit, imagine that. And I know people who have gotten COVID, people who are 65 and over. Guess what? They're fine. Why? Because they were healthy. Even though they were in that age group, that advanced age group that was hit the hardest, aside from those who were unhealthy, especially if you were in New York, they were in the group where it should have been all bad for them getting COVID. It wasn't. One of them didn't even have any symptoms. They just tested positive. They got tested because they knew somebody who gotten it, who they had been around recently. But they didn't even have any symptoms. Not a loss of taste, nothing. But they were 65. You tell me. So thank you, Gavin. Bang your wife, Newsom. I dare not gaze upon your regal face. But thank you for allowing me to have what you never should have taken in the first place. It's like tax returns. Wait a minute. You took this money out of my check and you took too much? How long you been taking money out of my fucking check? I've been working since I was 14 and a half, legally. And you guys haven't gotten it right yet? I'm 40. You guys have been taking money out of my check for 26 years and you can't get it right? You still got to give me some back at the end of the year? Come on, man. Then you want to hand these fools more power? You want to give them more responsibility? A bigger bite out of our lives? They can't handle the fucking nibble. The nibble they take now, they're choking on. But you want to give them more. You must be crazy. Like our grandpa and chief would say, come on, man. Fucking dummy. Oh my goodness, man. So yeah, June 15th, schedule your parties. Get your party favors, your party poppers, your paper plates, and plastic utensils. Because it is a day of celebration. Our all-knowing ruler has decreed that we will be allowed to go to sporting events, movie theaters, have your friends and family over. Come on, man. If we don't recall this piece of shit, I'm telling you. And I got to check back in with the recall efforts. Last I saw, they had over 2 million signatures, and they almost had enough verified to get it put on the ballot. And Gavin, bang your wife, Newsom, the dumbest and worst governor we've ever seen in this once great state, he has amassed a committee to fight said recall. So in my next video or two, I will have some new information to give you. But until then, my goodness. June 15th, mark it on your calendar, circle it in a big red marker. because we will be allowed to go back to normal. Thank you so much. The nerve. Yet we keep voting these crooked bastards in. They're crooked as damn question marks. So we'll see. We'll see if before the 15th they go, oh, never mind. Numbers got out of whack again. Sorry, guys. June 14th, they'll pull that shit. Our fridges will be stocked up for our celebration, and they'll say, oh, can't do it. Some hospital somewhere had too many beds taken. Sorry, guys. So I won't put all my eggs in the June 15th basket, but as of right now, that's the day. Mark it. So I usually say I'm going to hang out with my beautiful wife and kids, but I just left them. I'm going to hang out with my buddy. Man time, male bonding. It is essential. I learned a lot from my dad by hanging out with him, watching him around his friends. I learned how to talk shit. I learned how to make deals. I learned that a man's word, if it ain't worth anything, neither is he. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell, because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Get your Jericho Green notification tone. Link in the description box. Utilize the PayPal link and the Teespring link to get your green gear. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.